Okay, so this is gonna be my second art journal entry. Um, it's a little shorter than normal because I sped it up more, but also um, I lost like a huge chunk of footage because my phone just deleted it for no reason. My phone had died like in the middle of recording, and when I had charged it, I started recording again, right? But I guess, like, you know how when your phone dies and it, you know, you charge it and it's fine again and everything's kind of laggy before it like returns to normal? Well, while it was in that laggy state, I like opened, my camera app to record, and I started recording. But I guess since I started it while it was still lagging, it like wasn't actually recording, so I like lost like the whole middle portion of this page, which really sucks because I really wanted to see my whole process of that, because like it took me a while to figure out what I wanted to do with it. But yeah, it's okay. It's lost to time now. So, but anyways, yeah, I don't know how to feel about this one. I don't know why. I feel like I go into it being like, okay, just don't really think about it. Just try to be free with it and see what happens. But I notice that I'm still making these like entries like way too structured than I want them to be. I want them to look more like, I don't know, like in the moment, quick, loose, free, I don't know. But it's just too structured. I don't know how else to word it. Also, I don't know. I just don't, again, like, because I mentioned this last video, that like if I weren't me, I wouldn't like look at it and be like, oh, this is like inspiring. And like, yeah, that could just be me not being impressed by my own stuff because, I'm me and like I know what I can do. But it's like, I don't know. I just want to make something that I'm actually proud of. But it's not to say that this is terrible. Like, I liked this first drawing I did here with the 3 eyes and stuff. Like, I liked that, and so I was hopeful for the rest of the page, but then it just kind of went a little downhill, even though like I don't hate it. But yeah, last time I didn't talk about what the drawing meant or anything, so I might talk about it a little bit here. But I think it's like, I don't know, whenever I make poetry or like art, sometimes and it has like a specific message, sometimes I feel like it's very self-explanatory, but then like I get a second opinion and they're like, oh, I think it's this, but then I'm like, that's actually like completely wrong. But so I don't know, I guess it's not as like obvious as I think. But I've been thinking a lot about the, I guess, just concept of self-awareness, because I wrote a poem recently that kind of explores that theme. It's not the one I like posted a spoken word about, but I probably will do one eventually, or another one of that poem. But yeah, it just kind of is a very self-aware poem about the nature, I guess, of being a creative person, because you think certain things about yourself or about others, but you also know that those ideas are not necessarily like not delusional, I guess. I'm trying to not be super specific, but yeah, that's where the 3rd eyes come in, because for me, like, that kind of represents self-awareness, and I think self-awareness is, in a way, a form of enlightenment. Okay, I'm moving like really fast. Basically, if I had to say like the theme of this entry, I'd I'd say it's disconnect with oneself, like a disconnect between who you think you are versus the things you do or the things you end up doing. Just exploring kind of that theme and like which version of you is actually the true one, you know? I don't want to be too specific with it because, like, I don't know, it just makes me feel weird explaining it because it just feels really personal because, like, there's a lot I could say about it, but I feel like I'm already, like, writing all of it completely down, like, just by drawing this, I guess. So explaining it further feels like even more of a undressing of sorts. Anyways, that's all I'm gonna say about the meaning of this entry. But besides that, I've been writing poetry a lot more and being more fully fledged out with it because, you know, I've been writing poetry like during school and like even like in high school and stuff, but it was always like super short stuff. Just super short poems to quickly get out whatever like phrase I had in my head. And I feel like a lot of people do that probably. But there's only been a few occasions where I've been very thoughtful about it and made an actual like longer poem. But since these past like, honestly it's probably been like a week or more, I've been having some like insomnia or something. I think it's my fault because, you know, I can't sleep. I think I just feel really anxious or something, and I just spend all night like planning stuff in a way, or planning like my next like creative things that I want to work on, and then it goes from that to usually writing a poem, and then I spend the whole night editing it and just rephrasing things and making it better and how I want it to be, and then by the time I'm done it's like 7:30 in the morning and I'm like, okay. But I've been having a lot of fun with it, especially because there are certain like things that I feel like kind of in my routine like circulation of like certain thoughts that I think about on the daily. I have a lot to say that I didn't realize I had to say until I started focusing more on writing, and I feel good about what I've written. Like, you know, obviously I'm not the best poet in the world or whatever, but what I've written feels satisfying for me, and I'm really excited to film more spoken word stuff. Either for the next one or the one after that. I think I'm gonna try adding music to the background and seeing how that sounds. There's certain like free for profit like ambient videos on YouTube that I might use, so hopefully that turns out well, but we'll see. It's definitely been a really cool new avenue, or I guess not new because I've always been really attracted to writing. I went through a big reading phase when I was younger, and I think that kind of set me up to be relatively good at writing throughout, I guess, the rest of my life. So I'm thankful for that, but I do want to start actually reading again because I remember I used to be surprised when my parents were like proud of me for reading so much when I was younger, because it felt like it almost shouldn't be this thing to be proud of, because I was like, I'm just sitting all day like reading this book, like I'm not really doing anything, but it felt as addictive to me as like being on my phone, you know. And I wondered why more people didn't do it, but I miss that feeling, you know, because it would genuinely like, I don't know, make you think of a whole other world, and it just felt good to have that escape in an almost physical way because you're reading it, but you're also, I guess, hallucinating at the same time. It almost feels like it puts you in some sort of dreamlike state, and I miss that. There's this book called 2666, that's what it is, that I've been really interested in reading. I really like the cover for it. But anyways, yeah, oh my gosh, the video's already over. But yeah, that's the finished entry that I kind of really don't like, but yeah.